Hey guys, this is Lucky Fool bringing you another audio commentary on another iCup match. This is a TVZ on the map Python. This was also played at the C- rank, which is where I currently am right now. C- is pretty tough, in my opinion, for me at least. And so yeah, I've had a lot of good games, and this was against some random ZERG player. Don't know, haven't played any games with him before, just a random public iCup game. So I've decided to show this game specifically because he does a fairly cheesy strategy, the infamous 5-pool rush, where basically we build a spawning pool with your 5th drone and get 6 zerglings at an insanely early time of the game, usually before your opponent has almost anything. So I'm going to talk about that, and you'll see that unfold as the game goes on here. One shout out I'd like to make is to Nooney, our PROTOSS United States player, who did absolutely amazing in his first Courage game last night. Placed second place. He made the finals. He actually came within one game. He was in the finals, and it was tied 1-1, and he lost to a Korean TERRAN player who was just had some pretty sick macro and did an amazing build on Coliseum. I definitely recommend watching. They posted a about 45-minute video on the whole Courage experience, which was very interesting and very cool to see. So that big props to Noni on there, and I hope he wins his next Courage tournament. So anyway, as you can see, I built my barracks at 11, which is can be a little risky, and my original plan this game was to go for a 2 barracks build. I built 2 barracks here, 2 barracks into a fast expand. Usually I do 1 barracks into fast expand, but for some reason this game I built 2 barracks, and it turns out to be very good because he 5-pooled me. So as you'll see, I did get pretty lucky with the builds in this game. So I sent out my scouting SCV at 13 supply. Put down my second depot at 14, which is standard. I'm just basically going through here, not expecting anything at this point. I didn't see his overlord, and there I saw his overlord, so I knew he was at the 3 o'clock position and had not shown me where he was. So that was that, and here come the zerglings, and right now I'm like, crap. This was a 5-pool. So what you do in this situation is bring your SCVs immediately, and it comes down basically to your micro against the zerglings with SCVs. And the first marine that I came out, I actually just ran out of my base, and I was trying to buy any time I could because I knew I had 2 barracks, and I just needed marines out. I just needed to buy any time I could. So basically, as the marines came out, I had SCVs blocking, and what you want to do is just run around and use your SCVs as a wall basically, and just do all you can to keep your SCVs alive, because your Marines alive, because they're basically what are going to kill his Zerglings, because SCVs against Zerglings is really bad. So here I'm just really trying to micro, and I'm fighting it off pretty well. But I did see 4 or 5 more Zerglings leave his base, so I did let that Marine go a little too far in the field there, but that was price I had to pay. So here I had a really nice position there with 4 SCVs. I was able to run up there near the gas and basically use those 4 SCVs as a wall. So I still have a fairly decent economy. I have more workers mining than he does at this point, and I am staying alive. So I'm fighting off his Zerglings here, and right here he's in a really bad position because he didn't really do enough damage with that 5-pool, but I was kind of surprised that he had a lot of Zerglings coming in here. These 5-6 Zerglings really caught me off guard, and the SCVs weren't able to block there, so I lost a lot of Marines. But I'm still in a pretty good position because I know my economy is going to be better than his if I can just fight this off. So I do manage to fight these Zerglings off and take control of my ramp, which is really big. When you can take control of your ramp, put a couple SCVs there, and have Marines there, it's really big, because you can basically use the SCVs as a wall, and then just use the Marines to kill any lurkers, any Zerglings that come up there. So anyway, at this point in the game, I'm feeling really confident. He's still trying to send some Zerglings, but there's no way he can do anything because I do have enough Marines now. Like I said before, I got really lucky with the 2 barracks here. If I had built only 1 barracks, I probably would have lost this game because my Marine count would have just been too low, and I I wasn't really prepared at the beginning. Excuse me. So, just basically at this point, I'm going to transition. I know his expansion is going to be late. I know his economy is pretty bad. I probably could have just pulled SCVs and just done some sort of SCV all-in rush or something, but I just wanted to take it safe. I'm the kind of player, when I've got an advantage, I like to try and keep it and just roll with it instead of doing some sort of crazy all-in, because if for some reason I did fail with an SCV rush or something, I could still lose the game, which would suck. So I'm just trying to just play it standard, play it smooth, since I do have such an advantage here. Just make sure he's not doing anything crazy outside my base, and I also, I just basically go into a, I know his expansion's going to be late, so I can go for some sort of sunken break or something. So I put an academy down, got my gas. I'm going to basically just macro up a bit here and get tech to medics, and then when I've got 4 or 5 medics, I'm going to head out to his base. I sent a couple scouts, and I do see he's got a decent amount of zerglings still, and I'm going to go see what he's up to. 5 pool is kind of an all-in strategy. You can still stay in the game if it fails. You just have to do a lot of damage, and he didn't do too much damage to me, but I was kind of surprised here. His expansion was up a little faster than I expected. So at this point I was a little nervous still, because I did see he was putting down 1 sunk, and if he got 4 or 5 sunks up and stopped my sunken break attack, I'd be in a little bit of trouble, because then he'd start building a little bit of an economic advantage, and I was really not planning on expanding this game, because I was planning on my three barracks break to win the game. So I put a 3rd barracks down there and basically just keep macroing up here, adding a comsat, and now I'm just gonna wait for basically about 6 medics. And I know if he builds like 4 sunks, I can still break it. If he builds anything more than 4 sunks, I probably can't break it. The general rule is one medic per sunken colony that he makes when you're going for a break. Like if he has 4 sunks, you can get away with having just 4 medics, but usually you want to have 1 to 2 medics more than sunken colonies. So I'm gonna have, I think, 5 medics, and so I'm gonna hope that he has, actually I have 6 medics, so I'm gonna hope that he has no more than 5 sunks. So now I'm gonna move out, and one key thing when you're moving out with this kind of strategy that you have to really look for is when he runs around with his zerglings. He has zergling speed, so you want fire bats at your ramp, which is crucial, because if you let him get in with zerglings, he can just pretty much just dominate your main, and you have nothing to defend against it. So I scan here, and I see only a 2nd sunken colony, and I know it's just gonna stop and see the lings get completely repelled by this fire bat. So now I can run in here, and his main force of lings is totally out of position because he tried to counter, but it got totally shut down. So he lost his sunken colonies, and now he's losing his zerglings, and then his main force of zerglings is a little too late, and it just can't do anything against these marines, so it got completely shut down, and there's GG. Thanks for watching, guys.